baby. Here we go.
Turn it up.
I love playing the Hornets. Actually, I don't know about that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge. We are presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary, and the Denver Nuggets get the win tonight over the Charlotte Hornets. This was a close game in the first half.
Yep.
And then for a second consecutive time while playing the Charlotte Hornets, the Nuggets blow this game open in the third quarter and cruise to a big blowout win. We're here to break it all down for you. I'm Harrison Wynn. That's Eric Wedum.
That's right, guys. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
You know, it's you don't always get a chance to reinvent yourself, and I don't plan on doing that at all.
Are you following your New Year's resolution of
living in the moment?
Living in the moment so far?
Not even a little bit. Already, just like any good resolution, I'm already off it.
That's Superstar Dev.
What a fun game.
Dev's living in the moment.
I'm not going to lie to you. That was not fun. But we got through it. And a win is a win.
A win's a win, baby.
A win is a win.
I mean, it's fun to watch the Denver Nuggets just murder a squad. That's fun.
Dude, it's always fun, man. I mean, it can be torturous at times throughout, but then you look up and you look at the scoreboard and you're like, all right. No, we'll take it. On to the next one. But we got a lot to get to. Let's get to the fast recap first, and then we'll get into big takeaways.
Okay, all right.
My first note here, first possession of the game, Jamal Murray hits a three. The Nuggets were going to Jamal Murray early in this game. It looked like they wanted to go to Murray so he could take advantage of that Ish Smith matchup. And Jamal had 11 of the Nuggets' first 15. Really hot start. Nikola Jokic had a great pass in this game. He had two great passes tonight. One of them came in the first quarter, an insane touch pass to the corner for a P-Watt 3. Unbelievable pass. Unbelievable. The first quarter ended with a great stint, and I mean a great stint from Zeke Naji. And then the second quarter started with a bad stint from Zeke Naji. But the Nuggets were up 6, I believe, after the first quarter. Mike Malone had to burn 2 timeouts in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter because of the bench. It was not great. The Nuggets were only at 33 points with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. The offense was trash in the first half tonight. And a reason why was Nikola Jokic attempted one shot in the first half.
Yeah, it was like in the last minute.
That came with 58 seconds, I believe, left in the second quarter. But Denver and Charlotte were tied at 49. Nuggets only had 49 points in the first half against the worst defense in the NBA. Third quarter, things were different. Nikola Jokic comes out of halftime and starts shooting. Before you know it, a 17-0 Nuggets run. That turned into a 30-6 run to open the third quarter. The Nuggets ended up outscoring the Hornets 40-17 in the third quarter, and the game was over. Denver was up 89-66 after the third. Mike Malone kept a couple starters in a little longer in the third. KCP played the whole quarter, I believe. He wanted to end this game there, and he did. Nuggets win 111-93. They've won 10 of 12.
Baby. Woo!
Big takeaways.
Big summation.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Jokic is such a curious creature, is he not? He is mercurial. He is his own guy. He is immovable. He cannot be... I think the word stubborn came up. I mean, he's a lot like one of his beloved mules. Like, you can bring him to water and you cannot make him shoot. And like, if he doesn't feel like it, that man is not going to shoot. It got to a comical point where he was like at the rim, like he turned into Ben Simmons at a certain point. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'm not.
There was that one play where he did have it at the rim and kicked
it was
out.
like, you're like, what are we doing? It's just like, luckily we are so seasoned at this point. We're having the blessing of Nikola Jokic on our squad that, you know, in years past we would have been like wringing our hands and been like, what's going on? Like, is he unhappy?
Yeah.
Is he mad at Michael Malone? Is he trying to make a point, but it's just like he just doesn't want to. Like his body language was just like, I don't want to do this. Like I bet he felt like a little sick or something. And then
So I've actually got a theory on Jokic's night tonight, but I'll save that for my big takeaway.
But then it's just when he just it's funny because there was like a Celtics guy in the bar tonight, like that was just like yapping over, not talking to me, but like talking loudly about how Joker's overrated and blah blah blah.
Wait, really?
And he wasn't. And Jason Tatum's great. Well, Vogt would have lost his mind. And then that like third quarter stint just happens, and Jokic just whatever he want with the greatest of ease. The Nuggets just cruise ahead. They're just toying with the poor Hornets, who are very loosely an NBA squad that they rostered up tonight. It's just funny, man. It's just funny to deal with Jokic. It's like Jokic giveth, he taketh, and we'll take all of it.
Yeah. He finished tonight with 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, plus 27.
Plus 27.
Nikola Jokic in his last 3 games has missed 2 shots.
Twice.
He's missed 2 shots in his last 3 games. He shot 11 of 11 versus Memphis, 9 of 10 versus OKC, 6 of 7 tonight versus Charlotte. Dev?
My big takeaway for the game is welcome back, Aaron Gordon.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, he has not played, and he's such an important piece to this team. And there was fear. There was the uncertainty of when he would be back, what he looks like when he gets back, how long he would have to take off, and for him to come right back and play 24 minutes. And he would have played more if they needed him. They did not need him in this game, but he looked like himself. Still slashing, dunking, getting around the rim. Still pretty much part of this offense, but it's just a good spot to just know that you have Aaron Gordon back because of how much he truly does mean to this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to have him back. 4 or 5 shooting for AG, 10 points. They didn't really need him to do too much.
No.
And it was kind of the perfect welcome back game for him.
After an extended 2-game absence.
It was a week, okay? It was exactly a week. He did get over the mental and physical damage very quicker than most predicted.
So
though.
amazing. I love it. No wonder Jokic hates the NBA. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the sensational nonsense. It just like permeates this dumb goddamn league that we love so much.
So my big takeaway has to do with Nikola Jokic's night. And like I said, I have a theory as to why he did not shoot in the first half.
I'm all ears.
Okay. I'm curious to hear what you think of this.
Consider me Curious Eric.
Curious Eric. So, as I said in the fast recap, I felt like the Nuggets opened this game wanting to get Jamal Murray going. You know, they posted him up on Ish Smith. Like, that was a design play in the first quarter. Jamal had like 11 points right off the bat. He was taking every shot. It really seemed to me like, and I don't know if this happened, but I could imagine Michael Malone being like, we're getting Jamal Murray going tonight because of this Ish Smith matchup.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it seemed like the Nuggets were doing. They were running their offense almost through Jamal Murray, it seemed like. And I think that Nikola Jokic heard that and just went along with the game plan. And, I mean, it might have been him sending a little louder of a message than most would by just not shooting and refusing to shoot and Ben Simmonsing it at the rim one time. But I think the first half was Nikola Jokic. Oh, the game plan's to go with Jamal Murray? All right, let's do it.
We're so back.
Let's do it, man.
We're so back. Let's
run the offense around Jamal. Like let's let him have a night tonight. And that's what I thought the first quarter was about, or the first half was about. And then the third quarter, they did not try to run everything through Jamal Murray. The Nuggets came out in the third quarter and looked like the Nuggets. They ran everything through Nikola Jokic, which I don't know why you wouldn't do to start every game, no matter who the opponent is. So that's what I saw and how I thought Jokic's night went. Now, I might just be,
Dude, this is like echoes of a past life.
I just give it to you straight. I just tell you what I think is happening.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is a good spot for Jamal to get back right.
Sure.
He was not great in the last game, and it's not just because of the second out of the back. He just didn't look good. So,
but that was
for
why.
Jokic to try to get him going and to get back into the rhythm that he was originally in, this would be a good spot for him. It's the Charlotte Hornets, who are not good, 11 losses in a row now. And Denver's offense still looked well. And then when it was time to just turn it on, they turned it on. But at least they got their guy back into a groove. And since we're sticking on that, like, I feel like he did the same thing with Michael Porter Jr. in this game. Like, this was a game of making sure that the guys felt okay, especially being up big. I would have done it too.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my theory?
I would love to hear your theory. Curious, Eric.
I'm curious. Let me just. His body language sucked. He was moping. I think we're past Yoke sending a message.
I don't think we're ever going to be past Yoke sending a message, man.
He slammed the ball on the ground. Like, he got attacked. I was like, oh, man, this guy's trying to get out of the game.
I like that tech, though, because he made sure it was one. He didn't get kicked out of the game.
He didn't
it was
call
just
him
like
a shuttlecock?
Like, I'm just pissed. Didn't talk about no dongles. Just threw it to the ground and just was done with it. I was cool with that.
I just don't think he's feeling well. I think he felt a little under the weather, and he just didn't want, because you're right, it started off like that, but then it just got so comical. Like, he was just I don't want to, man. Like, he was trailing behind the play. He was like, he wasn't even getting below the 3-point line like half the time. Like, he was just like, Mike, can you just like rebound that over and over and over?
Yeah.
And then he hit one. He was like, fine. And then he just started shooting, and it's so easy for him. It's just so funny, man. Like, I put this on Twitter. Like, I just hope this is the year that Jokic just decides, like, I want to score 100 points in a game. And he just does, like, he could score like that every single time down. He and Jamal run a 2-man game. Jamal just dumps it off to him. He does a little baby hook in the floater in the lane. Cash every single time, but he just like won't do it. He's too pious. He trusts, like, he's too interested in pleasing the basketball gods. Although I would say that, like, his behavior was not a great action before the gods of basketball in the first half. That was not a devout way to play, I would say.
All right. Well, I famously predicted on this podcast that Nikola Jokic will score 100 points on January 21st against the Wizards.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I predicted that.
He's probably going to score 15.
Oh, dude, he's going to get 8 points that game. If Jokic scores 100 points against the Wizards on that day, you will drink that pony keg on the show.
Okay.
And
it will finally happen.
I can't wait.
Yeah. How many minutes do we think Jokic played hard for tonight?
Also,
3?
Also,
4? 5?
Here's another thing. It was Natalia's birthday yesterday.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
December 31st.
Tough one.
Okay.
Well, it may have been the day before, actually. I was sent a photo of her blowing out a birthday cake.
Ooh. Little inside source inside the Jokic family.
Every now and again, you'll note I post an image that you don't quite know where it came from, and I don't know where it came from. But that one, I was like, I don't know if I can post a picture of Natalia blowing out a birthday cake. That feels a little too tabloidy.
So it was Natalia's birthday over the weekend. We can just say that.
Yes.
Combined with New Year's Eve.
The birthday is today.
Her birthday's today.
Today.
So they probably celebrated it yesterday.
It over the weekend or yesterday.
Yes. So
with New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
so a little potential hungover factor at play.
There was a confluence of Rakia-driven events that could have had an effect on the first part of this game. Not saying, just saying.
I think this whole discussion, I mean, my theory and your theory, I think with both of them, we've painted the picture of Jokic's night tonight pretty effectively.
Yeah, and then he just came out and dominated. The other part is because he's just goddamn Jokic and can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. It did seem like he played hard for 3-4 minutes tonight, and that was really all he needed to play hard for. I mean, he is the master at pacing himself through a game. He's the master at pacing himself through the season. And that's another, big takeaway from tonight and this stretch of games that Nikola Jokic is on. Look, the Nuggets have won, 10 of 12, I believe. And I don't think Nikola Jokic has had to go 100%. at any point during this run.
No.
And if you can zoom out and get the 5,000-foot view on everything, you have to love that. Because you have to trust that Nikola Jokic has the bigger picture in mind. You have to trust that
he always
he's
does.
seeing the forest through the trees, and he's pacing himself and going as hard as he feels he needs to go through an 82-game season so he can be at peak levels when he needs to be in the playoffs. And I think that was also what tonight was about.
The problem is that we do a show about every tree.
Yeah.
We do a tree report.
We are very focused on both the forest and the trees. We can see the forest, but we still have to talk about the trees.
We talk about every tree. We're like, what species is this? A Zeke? This thing's...
I think it's wild, like, that we come to see so many of these type of games where he's just kind of relaxed and calm or not trying much. And then I'll look at, like, how much he's averaging for the year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when the hell did that happen? How?
No,
There's some games he has to have, like, 30 assists or, like, 30 rebounds that I just forget about or something, because I just feel like there's so many of these type of games, and I just go through, like, who's the best player in the league or who's in the top 3 MVP, and it has those type of, the crazy stats. And I'm like, where was that? But it's because we're focusing on so many different trees. It's got to be what it is.
We're just arborists, I would say, more than anything.
What's your favorite tree?
I'm a spruce guy.
Yeah, I mean, I figured.
Yeah, I'm a Jokic.
You seem like a spruce guy. All right, let's hit a break. We got a lot more to get to on this game. Brendan Vogt's at the arena. He's going to give us the rundown on what Jamal Murray, Michael Malone had to say after this game. I'm already seeing on the timeline an unlikely player won the Defensive Player of the Game chain tonight. We'll also get to around the association in a little bit. But first, though, when you get hurt, Baxton Shanker is here to help. Baxton Shanker wins for Colorado families. They've been helping those seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years, and they're free until they win your case. No upfront fees, no fees while they work on your case, no fees unless they win your case, and they've won over $1 billion for their clients. They've got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. Baxton Shanker, they help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. If you're in a car accident, something to do with a motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, they can even help you if you're injured at work. Give them a call, 222-2222 to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins.
Yeah, and then what they do, Backus and Shanker, is essentially what the Nuggets did in the third quarter to the Hornets to your legal defense.
They don't.
They just
shoot
dominate.
And then dominate when they need to.
They don't shoot unless
slow start to the trial.
They don't shoot or charge you unless.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Then they just dominate.
Yeah. Bet365 is never ordinary. Use code DNVR365 at sign up. How did we do on our bets tonight?
Let's not talk about it. Nothing is ordinary.
I told you, man, you can't bet on Jokic on a night like tonight. I told you bet on Jamal Murray. Didn't I say that?
We got Jamal Murray's.
Okay.
We did get Jamal Murray.
That's about it.
You guys can use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Place a $10 deposit, and if you screenshot your $10 deposit and your active Bet365 account and send it to us.
Yes.
Send it to us, promo at thednvr.com. Promo, PROMO at thednvr.com. Send that screenshot to us. We'll send you a discount code for any shirt or hat from the DNVR locker.
Not a discount code, a free code. You will get a free t-shirt just for signing up.
Okay.
I mean, it says discount code, but it's you get a free shirt or hat of your choosing just for signing up for Bet365 and depositing $10. And you also get 100. We're trying to juice some numbers here, man. Like, just get, these deals that we do, these promos, like they make me angry to my core because all of my hard work goes out the window. We just give it away for free. Nobody
just
cares.
giving away Eric's artwork on a shirt for free.
And then everyone's like, oh man, you get one of our shirts. And I'm like, I spent 30 hours on that. And they're like, it's free. It's one of our shirts.
That's what you guys got to do. Sign up with code DNVR365. Place a $10 deposit. And look, you just put $10 on the Nuggets on a night like tonight when they're guaranteed to win.
Yes.
Screenshot that deposit to us. You will get a free shooter hat of your choice. It's that easy.
Yep.
Send it to promo@thednvr.com. thednvr.com. That's how you get it. All right, back here on the Winners Lounge. We're presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Nuggets get the win tonight, 111-93 over the Hornets. Jamal Murray, 25 points, 7 assists tonight, just 2 turnovers. He shot 7 of 16. He got up 9 threes as well.
Yeah.
Went 5 of 9 from 3.
Good numbers.
Michael Porter got up 11 threes tonight.
Did he really?
He made 4 of them. He finished with 22 and 8. Those two guys' nights, Dev, what stood out from Jamal Murray and Michael Porter tonight?
That's how you're supposed to approach a game when you have Ish Smith guarding you. Like when you have a mismatch of that proportion, you're supposed to go at them. And I love that. This didn't even seem like a game where it was like, hey, I'm going to go at this guy or like keep it competitive. It was just more of like, hey, I'm so much better than him. I'm going to prove it every single time. I mean, he got all those threes up. He got some shots up. But this was not a game where he was just selfish the entire time. Still finished with 7 assists. Still was just like active. But this was about getting him back into a groove, back into a rhythm where he looked like himself. And in this game, I felt like he did. So it's great to just see, like, really, I do think that there was something into, like, maybe not Yoke, but, like, the team trying to make sure that Jamal got back into a rhythm. And it was great to see.
Yeah, somebody had to shoot. Like, somebody had to shoot.
Yeah.
Jokic was not shooting. Somebody had to shoot. So why not Jamal? And that's a ridiculous clip. What is that, like 60%? Like close to that?
5 and 9, about so. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, he looked great tonight. I mean, it really felt like he could do whatever he wanted. I mean, it's like this game was the complete exact opposite of the last game, where it's just like you just knew he wasn't going to have it. It's the second night of the back-to-back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
This tonight, it was like, you're going to get no opposition, so just do whatever you want. Like even when the Hornets took a lead for a very small amount of time, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like I know exactly what's going to happen here. But it's great. Like Jamal Murray, like, you know, a night like tonight just helps to make his bid to be an all-star like all the stronger in the eyes of the voting public.
Do you think he has a shot to make the All-Star team? There's been some Jamal Murray All-Star buzz, I feel like, on Nuggets Twitter. Does he have a legit shot though?
No,
because I don't know if he does.
I don't think so.
It'd have to be like a coach's decision to put him in there, and I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it's that far-fetched. He's playing at a high level. It's just he's missed time. But it's also, you got to think, I mean, there's like a real reverberation that happens from a championship. Like you get a bump, a championship bump.
A championship bump is something that could get him in.
Absolutely. And so it's like, by that measure, it's like, okay, we saw with this guy who he is.
Yeah.
And he has like good stats. Like, let's get him in. So I don't know.
Yeah. He did look like himself tonight. 25 points, 7 assists. He shot it pretty well. He shot it really well from 3. Michael Porter, I feel like, continues to show off an expanded offensive game. And I think this has been one of the most under the radar storylines of this season. Michael Porter is no longer just a 3-point shooter.
Right.
And he hasn't been that way all season. We are seeing more and more week to week, month to month, a very much expanded offensive game for Michael Porter. And I think it's a very real storyline. And honestly, one of my biggest takeaways from this season in terms of like, how are the Nuggets an improved team from last year, which I actually think they are, and I think they will be by the time the playoffs start. One of the reasons is Michael Porter Jr. is just such a more complete offensive player now than he was last year. He's gotten off the dribble game now that he's not afraid to use. Like, he's getting to the rim and like getting to the rim confidently. And I think you saw some of that tonight. He continues to get on the glass. I think the Michael Porter Jr. portion of like this season, that's a story that's still getting written. But I'm kind of seeing how it's going to unfold, I think. He's just adding more and more layers to his offensive game. And I just think it's really something that's going to pay dividends for the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Yeah, he looks much, much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And you talk about that expanded like game. He's added a few things to like his arsenal. He's legitimately the second best rebounder on the team. He's starting to pull off of the dribble. They're running plays for him a lot more. And also there's a lot more plays where he waves guys off because he's going to take a mid-range shot or create a shot for his own. He doesn't need only everybody else to set him up for him to get himself going. And that's a part of his game that has been missing because I feel like he was not comfortable in his role or just feeling like he was part of the offense. Like right now, he's like, okay, I'll create it myself. And that's big for Denver. That's big for Michael Porter Jr. And it just adds a new weapon for them. So there's a lot to that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, like when Jokic is like telling you that he wants you guys to figure stuff out, like get the offense going, it's nice to see that Michael Porter Jr. is like responding and
Absolutely.
he's improving. And, you know, he's still a really young guy by, you know, in terms of life. Like he's not an old guy. It's like not at all unthinkable that he has a much higher ceiling that he can hit. Like I'd love to see him, like when he curls and like shoots threes like really quickly. He still misses those a lot. Like that's I feel like he needs to get that shot down a little bit. Like he still needs to get his feet set before he shoots, generally speaking. But if he could like get like a really quick trigger, come around the curl around the top and just pop
Speed
it like
up
that.
the release a little bit.
Yeah, like that to me is like still like that's where most of his misses came from, it felt like tonight. But I agree. Like it's also you just want to make sure that the other team doesn't know exactly what they can expect from you. And it just another dimension to make the Nuggets. It's so I love the NBA season. I love the hilarious highs and lows of the NBA season. Like last game, like everyone's a bum, no one can shoot, and now it's like Michael Porter Jr. needs to do more. He can't. He's too good. Like what? It's like he can't. Not, it's so great.
Yeah, I mean that's why we love it though. We love the highs and lows. We love the trees in front of the forest. I mean. Tie a bow on the starters' nights, like this was a game where Denver starters absolutely dominated. They were all at least a plus 26. Aaron Gordon was a plus 29. Jamal Murray with the plus 26. Nikola Jokic plus 27. KCP, who had 5, 3, and 4, was a plus 28. And then Michael Porter Jr., team high plus 33. It was a shaky night for the bench, but I don't feel like it was a disaster night. Part of that has to do with the Hornets having just a terrible bench that somehow like outplayed the Nuggets bench. Like the Hornets second unit was all in the positives. Pretty much the Nuggets second unit was all in the minuses. Reggie Jackson led the way with 15 points.
He looked good tonight.
Yeah, it was a like nice reminder game from Reggie Jackson probably.
New year, new Reggie.
Yeah, especially with him like coming off of like multiple injuries, you know, like he's banged up right now.
And he has looked like banged up from different things.
Yeah.
Like one
Weathered.
time it looks like an ankle, one time it looks like a hamstring, one time it's like a skin lesion. But it was good to see him look healthier.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like when he gets himself going offensively, the other guys kind of understand they don't have to. They don't have to score every single time. Also, there was flashes in like P-Watt. Christian Brown had his moments. It is like if you look at numbers, it will say that they didn't have a great game. I think that was okay for them, especially with how in control the game was. They were up by so much that it is time to explore. Yeah. It is time to step out from the things that are there, but also you need them to get back into a flow. You need them to get back into a rhythm, and that starts with Reggie Jackson scoring the basketball. So that's good.
But also we saw with the bench tonight, there was like staggering all night long. Like there was only a couple stints, obviously in garbage time, but there was time where Jokic was with the bench. There was times where KCP and Mike was with the bench, or just Mike, and like Julian lost a bunch of minutes to Michael Porter Jr. and to KCP, and like So I feel like there's a little bit of a tonight was like a little bit of like I don't know if it's ever going to work with this all bent like this hockey lineup switch. Like we're back to this part, and it's like more realistic. A stagger is just like more realistic, and it's it's just going to be. I just feel like that's probably what they have to do. Just play the hot hands and then be a little bit. A little fluid with how that bench looks.
Yeah, and Michael Malone's been pretty fluid. Like he's not been afraid to go away from guys off the bench in the second half when he's looking to put the game out of reach. We've seen him go to Aaron Gordon at backup 5 way more this year in the regular season than we did last year. That was something they never did in the regular season before, this season. They would avoid that at all costs during the regular season. Of course, they went to it in the playoffs. They've gone to it, a couple times here, through the first 30-something games of this season in big games that they've really wanted in second halves. They didn't do that tonight. They played Zeke again in the second half, but he cut out Julian Strawther's minutes in the second half until, the beginning of the fourth quarter when the game was out of reach. Strawther ended up playing 13 minutes, but most of that was because he played in garbage time. He had like one miss tonight, a terrible miss. It was like an air ball. Julian Strawther is like some of the worst misses for a quote-unquote shooter I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that like kind of irks me a little bit. But Michael Malone has shown, I think, like a real willingness to be flexible on the fly this year.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's hit another break. Some more notes on this game to get to. We'll also hear from Brendan Vogt at the arena. We'll go around the association.
Did we even mention tonight was a
well.
Munder? Did the word Munder come up tonight?
I don't think it did.
It was a Munder, dude.
It was wonderful.
It was it's a wonderful life, dude. We're all just living it.
It is a wonderful life. Guys, High Plains Strains, if you are in the High Plains Strains areas.
NoCo.
Around Log Lane, Village, Garden City, and Sedgwick in northeastern Colorado, they are the dispensary for you. You can save time by ordering ahead online, highplainstrains.com. You can pick up at their locations, and with winter coming, they've got drive-thrus. Love that. They got drive-thrus at each location, so you don't even have to get out of your car. You can use code DNVR online or mention DNVR in stores to take advantage of these High Plains Strains deals.
Pull up in your car, roll down the window, scream DNVR at them, and
just yell it.
and then just wait for them to dump weed on top of you.
Yeah, and then ask for $45 if you're getting a half ounce.
I love
Use
it.
code DNVR online
DNVR!
or in store to take advantage of their offers.
We love these guys. These are big. This is another. They're a fan of the pod. These are homies. These are absolute homies. Like if you're in those areas, like absolutely show them love as they show us love.
Also, shout out Breckenridge Brewery. They are fans of the pod as well. The official beer of DNVR. If you're local, stop into the bar. Had a nice crowd on a Monday night, New Year's Day tonight, watching this Nuggets game. We got tons of Breck Brew on tap. We got all your favorites. Check them out. There's no better way to watch a Nuggets game than with a Breck Brew in hand. And if you need to know where to get Breck Brew, check out their beer locator online, BreckenridgeBrewery.com. Just type in your zip code. Shows you where to get Breck Brew closest to you. All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets Winners Lounge. We're presented by Bet365 Never Ordinary. So the Nuggets get the Munder tonight, 93 points. Only one of the couple Munders they've had on the season. It has not been a season of Munders,
Dude, it's been
despite a top 10 defense.
It's been a pretty Munderless campaign.
I know.
Although we're starting to rack them up a little bit. I've used my my same Munder meme like a few times on this. So I take note. I think we're up to 3 Munders.
We are up to 3 Munders. We've gotten 2 in the last week.
Was the other one against the Hornets as well?
Yes.
We own them.
The Hornets had 95 points in that game. It was 93 points tonight.
Oh, man. We just keep knocking them by 2 points, man. We played them 100 times. 50 times. We
The
scored 0
previous
points.
one of the season came against the Thunder in Game 3. But that's interesting. Like top 10 defense, that's the biggest shift from last year to this year. If you're talking about like comparing last year's team to this year's, the Nuggets have been a top 10 defense all season. If you remember at this point last year, they were one of the worst defenses in the league. But not a lot of Munders.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're not tired. They're bored. I would much rather bored. You can overcome boredom. Being tired is like kind of rough, and that's a big change from last year. So yeah, they're in a good spot, especially with that defense like being so dominant right now.
Man, screw the Thunder. We should be on such an epic run right now.
Yeah.
They've screwed up 2 of those games. This should be the 11th game in a row.
If they didn't drop those 2 to OKC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I know. They've won 10 to 12. The 2 losses are OKC.
So, it should be 12. This should have been the 12th one. We should have been talking about how it's a new era, the new longest streak for the Denver Nuggets. Blah, 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 blah. Screw you, Thunder. Man, you're going to get yours.
Some other notes tonight. We talked about this a little on the pregame show and a little earlier tonight. Aaron Gordon was back from the dog bite. Look, the reports were he needed 21 stitches. And when we talked to Michael Malone at practice, he made it sound like this was like a very serious, like hardcore injury that Aaron Gordon needed like time to heal from. And, he was saying, look, we're going to give him all the time he needs. We just want him to come back to us when he's himself again. He's got a lot of emotional and physical, stuff to go through. It seems like it was a little overblown, or just nobody knew that it wasn't that serious, because he looked fine and he only missed a week of action, 2 games.
I didn't even know that they did stitches anymore. I thought they like switched from stitches. Also,
what?
we should have listened to like
what?
Yeah, they do like the glue. Like it's like they do the glue or like their staples.
Real glue guy.
Yeah, stitches were done for a while.
Mr. Nugget glue
also,
guy.
they should have had like Popeye Jones or Calvin Booth or somebody describe it because
a former player.
No. Some people take dogs very seriously.
Okay.
So I just feel like we should have listened to somebody else when it came to like talking about
You're
dogs.
saying JJ Redick fans, maybe not so much.
I'm not saying that. That's a new name that you could have threw out there. That's just how I feel about
guys
that.
that think Kevin Love should join the team shouldn't talk about dogs as much.
That's all I'm saying, and we would have had a better gauge of what was happening. That's all I'm saying.
I follow you.
Talked about the emotional state, not the actual stitches, not how he has to overcome things. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. No, listen.
But it is great to see him back out there, and I am glad that it's not as serious as it was perceived.
Well, of course. I mean, my God, it was terrible. I was like, everyone was talking about it in hushed tones, like.
Was it
like,
his dog?
No,
it was a family dog.
We were like, yeah,
seems
we were
like
like,
it was kind of his dog.
We were getting reports off the record. We couldn't like bring it up. We were like, oh God, this is crazy. I was like, are we going to lose AG for the entire year? Like, what are we? And then like, I mean, really, like it was it's like just like your over dramatic friend. I'm glad he's fine. Like everybody,
it's great news.
It's the best thing in the world. And again, like it was his dog. Like that's a bummer. Like I'm glad that everything's okay. Like I actually I had a dog that accidentally bit me. You know what? I played basketball the next day. Just kidding. I haven't played in probably 20 years. But it's great. It's obviously very good that this was not as we all initially thought. And the Nuggets are right back on track.
Yeah. Love to see Aaron Gordon back in the lineup. Very glad the dog bite was not a long-term thing. 1 week, boom, in and out. He's back. Very glad.
Let's go.
All right, I think we got Brendan Vogt live from Ball Arena. Sure, who else? There he is.
Fellas, how we doing? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
We can hear you.
What
We're doing
the hell?
well.
First off, what the hell?
Oh, my God.
You can't do that. What? You just drop in unannounced?
Oh, my goodness, man.
Mustacheless?
New year, new me. Listen, I forgot my headphones, so this is probably painful for you. I'm going to try to get through this as soon as
So
possible.
New Year, same you.
New year, same me. I was going to make that same joke. All right, here we go. We spoke with Michael Malone. This game had a very similar flow to the last time they played the Hornets in Charlotte. And Michael Malone said this time it was a very different halftime. They tore into Charlotte last time around, or he tore into his guys at halftime last time around. Tonight, not so much. He said, look, you can't play that card every night. But he just pushed the guys. He trusted them. They responded. As far as Jokic's shooting, he said, look, some of it is the way he's defending. In addition to Murray being hot, it's when he's catching it in the pocket, they're really collapsing. So I trust Nikola. But he still has to find a way to be aggressive. So we started putting him in pick and rolls. We started putting him in spots where he could shoot. And I was just going to keep calling his number the whole game. But yeah, Jokic looks at the rim for a few minutes, and all of a sudden, that game is won. On Aaron Gordon, he just said, I was glad he was able to get through the game. He said the thing you have to remember is it's not just the stitches, but he hasn't played since a Christmas game. So it was really that part of it that
I thought you were going to talk about the emotional and physical pain.
Me too. I had that joke lined up too, guys. Oh man. So yeah, AG still alive, playing basketball. Everyone's feeling good here in Denver.
Still
Jamal
alive,
Murray,
still able to walk, talk, run, dunk. Has his motor skills still.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, guys. Also, how small are stitches? Because 21. All right, whatever. Anyway,
Dev was surprised that stitches are even a thing. He thought
I heard that
moved beyond stitches.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Stitches
I really
are
wanted to finish. Yeah, as much as I would love to hear Dev's thoughts on like basically all of medicine, I do have more notes to get through. Jamal Murray says we have to focus more on first quarters. And stop being the team that fights back more. Earlier in the season, the Nuggets were first quarter juggernauts, guys, and they've kind of gotten away from that a bit lately. So that was his, when asked about the third quarter being a big quarter and fourth quarter efforts, he really focused in on the first. He wants them to come out hotter and start swinging bigger punches out of the gate. On Ish, he says that team is connected forever. There's a group chat with all of them in there. Bruce Brown is still in there. And then I said, does Jokic ever answer those? And he said, yeah, dude, if he didn't, we would kick him. So Jokic is active in the group chat. And then Michael Porter Jr. we spoke with. Everyone was really super positive about his Curious Mike episode. So he was really pleased with the feedback. He thought it was a really good for Jokic to do that interview in a comfortable space. He couldn't believe how easily Jokic agreed to do it. And finally, he says, I hope to get more players on there going forward. So a little Curious Mike scoop there. And then he also said he does change how he plays when he's playing with the first and the second unit. He likes being a floor spacer for the second unit, but he's more willing to get shots up. He says with the first unit, you don't have to force anything. And for me, for the most part, if it's not a wide open three, I just keep it moving. But he does play a little differently with the second unit. And guys, just a personal note, he tanked his percentages in extended garbage time. I was so upset. He was 50-40. He could have just checked out for the night. Everything was fine. But he finishes 4 of 11. Oh, you guys might not have guessed. Zeke Naji won the Defensive Player of the Game chain. So big night. And then Malone. Malone attributed it to. I don't know if you guys are sitting down for this. Malone attributed it to his 13 rebounds, to which I almost spit my coffee out in the middle of the presser. It was 3. He had 3 rebounds. So he's only off by about 10 there. It's only off by about 10. But he really liked the way Najee switched and played defense when he was on the floor, and that is what Najee brings to this team. He took home the Defensive Player of the Game chain tonight.
I like that.
Good for Zeke.
I like that. Listen, it's become a bit just dogging on Zeke. He played hard. He got some blocks. He was fine tonight. Zeke played fine. I'm glad he Michael Malone is such a build you up and break you down kind of guy, and he sees his man Zeke needs to be built up a little bit. So, what's it cost him to give a DPOG chain? Nothing.
Unless it's to Michael Porter Jr., then it costs him his soul. But other than that, hands him out like candy.
All right, Vogt. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for the insight. Loved it. Great stuff.
I mean,
what a treat! What a treat!
I do feel betrayed. Just we all collectively. Here, there, everywhere. We all feel betrayed.
I don't feel good about it.
But it was a good report. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Zeke Naji getting the DPOG chain.
Just just whip this up. This is what this felt like was when he first came on. We were not ready.
Oh my god.
On Zeke, I will say, I don't think he played well, but
He didn't. He played well at the end of the first quarter. That was it.
But I will say he did have some good switches. Like he altered a few shots. He
Yeah.
stepped out on guys. I feel like he did like play good defense. I would have gave it to Christian Brown probably. He had 2 blocks and a steal in this one. Reggie Jackson had like a steal that like led to a dunk out. But I do think that like you do have to feed Zeke some type of positivity because that was a little bit more active on that side of the floor.
Yeah.
And that is something that you could say as well. Do I think that Zeke played great? No. Do I think he played good? But he did have some good defensive plays.
He
I'll
had
be
3
honest.
blocks. Those are 3 numbers in the box score.
Dev is what I love about Dev is he's holding to his New Year's resolution. He cannot be talked into positivity about it's all about truth. I love it.
Oh man. All right. Let's hit a final break. On the other side, we'll go around the association. We'll get super chats as well. Guys, this episode of the DNVR Nuggets podcast, sponsored by Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot this season, this year, this month, whatever time of year it is, it's the time for Illegal Pete's. They have catering. They have gift cards. They have burritos, nachos, quesadillas, beer, tequila, whatever you want. Illegal Pete's has it. They got a ton of locations across Denver and Colorado. They've got one just a couple blocks from the DNVR bar. They've got bars at all of them too. Margaritas, beer, whatever you want. Illegal Pete's has it. Your favorite spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. No matter what kind of Mexican food, burritos, tacos, quesadillas, whatever you want, Legal Pete's has it.
And we
So
had
check them out.
we had a homie in the bar tonight, all the way from down under. Ray
We did. Our guy Ray.
hung out with us, went to Illegal Pete's, said it was very good. He
Love that.
He had all of the Breck brews. He went to Illegal Pete's. He was like, I have to do everything you guys talk about in the podcast.
Did he get like run over by a bus?
Yeah,
and
dude, he
then
took
call
legal
back a
action.
Sinchink?
Yeah, he got in an accident. He wasn't at fault. he just smashed the twos.
He met somebody on Colfax named Shady Ray. It was wild.
The
Yeah.
full DNVR experience
He
for
did.
our guy Ray.
He also went to go take a picture at the mural and reported that there was a guy named Shady Ray sleeping there.
All right, let's go around the association. A lot of action in the association tonight, Dev.
It was a lot of action, and this was a day that started early on a Monday. I was a little bit shocked. There was the early game with the Knicks. They got the win over. The new Knicks got the win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a
coming for
game
you.
of stars. Julius Randle went berserk in this game. He's actually playing pretty well. I didn't expect him to do this against the Twin Tower lineup, but finished with 39 points, 9 rebounds. This was not a huge Jalen Brunson game scoring, but he did finish with 14 assists. And on the other side of things, Anthony Edwards had 35 points.
Man,
Karl Anthony Towns had 29 points. Rudy Gobert had 15 rebounds, 10 points. So the Stars was the name of the game in this one.
it's the Mecca.
The Timberwolves only 1.5 games up on.
I'm telling you, we're coming for you.
both the Thunder and Nuggets.
We are coming for you.
Okay, and with this one, this was the OG Anunoby
Yes.
debut. He looked pretty good with them. Like, he kind of just knows his role.
I love that trade for the Knicks, by the way. I thought that was a great trade for them.
I love that trade for the league. So we don't have to talk about OG Anunoby being traded. He's like been in a trade rumor every single day since he joined the Raptors.
Now we just have to talk about Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam,
Yeah, he needs to hurry up and leave.
Tobias Harris, and
needs
obviously
to be
Zach
gone.
Levine.
Zeke. Never mind.
Zeke
The
Levine.
Toronto Raptors. So
DPOG
the other team that was in
winner,
the
Zeke
trade,
Naji.
they get the win. New look Toronto team get the win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. In this one, Karis LeVert had 31 points.
Dang.
That man shoots, and he does not get the rap for shooting because he can just get hot sometimes.
Dang.
Donovan Mitchell had 26 points. For the Raptors, Pascal Siakam that y'all just was talking about, 36 points.
Boosting
Pascal
that trade
Siakam.
value.
Sounds like an E40.
Pascal Siakam.
I knew he was going to do it. Scotty Barnes had 20 points. Emmanuel Quickly, he had 14 points.
I want to say he was the
started
best
off
player in the trade.
Yeah, he started right off the bench. From the start. RJ Barrett had 19 points. He looks like he's going to be okay over there. I think this was a good trade.
Yeah, in Canada, RJ Barrett, he's home.
Yeah. The Pacers get the win over the Milwaukee Bucks. They just keep on going at it, back and forth. Beat them in the in-season
How many
tournament.
points
and
were
got
scored on
blown out. 122 to 113.
Low
What?
scoring for the Pacers.
That is
Very low score.
This
And
was
for the
like
Bucks.
This was at 260,
Yeah.
I think. That was the line.
Dude, those
Wow.
two teams score 140 every night.
Every single night, because there's no defense being played. Tyrese Halliburton had 26 points, 11 assists. Mathurin had 25 points, 13 rebounds. A guard. Who's seen that one coming? And it was the bench that got it done for the Pacers. That's why they won this game. They were plus 35, plus 29, plus 31 from McConnell, Isaiah Jackson, and Obi Toppin.
Did you
The
guys
starters
see
were bad.
back-to-back 2020 games for Halliburton?
Oh, that was insane. That was
What
and then
the
they,
hell?
They were trying to be mad because he hunted for the last two
Yeah, I
assists.
saw that.
You're supposed to. Yeah,
stat
18 assists in a
padding.
game. You're
Nobody
supposed to
tell
hunt. Kendrick
Perkins.
Oh,
Don't
man.
let him know.
If he finds out that,
Don't let him
that
know.
people are trying to get stats,
Don't tell him.
Giannis
I
had
think
30.
Kendrick Perkins was mad about that because he was never a good enough player to stat pad.
He was more of a uniform pattern.
Giannis had 30 points, 18 rebounds. Monster game from him. Brook Lopez had 21 points. Damian Lillard only had 13. He went 3 of 16 from the field, 1 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Do you guys know how many points Damian Lillard's averaging this year?
I would guess 15.
17.
26.
What?
But last year he averaged 32.
That's still a lot of points, though. I thought
Still
it was
is
going to
a-
be way lower
Me
because I
too.
just don't feel like he has huge games. or
I know,
anything.
whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we don't maybe focus on the Bucks that often.
Yeah. The Houston Rockets win 136-113 over the worst team in basketball. You thought Detroit was going to get 2 wins in a row?
No.
Hell no.
Starting up another losing streak.
136-113.
One in a row.
Starts now. In this game, Cade Cunningham had 6 points, 3 of 16 from the field. He did have
Jeez.
10 assists, but not a good game from him.
He
Jalen
went
Duren,
all out to get that one win, man.
oh, put it all on the line.
Yeah.
They needed that wing stop out there, baby.
Dude,
Jalen Duren had
they needed a win. They needed that win.
12 points, 14 rebounds. There was not much good that happened for Detroit. Şengün, he's a monster. 26 points, 9 assists, only 4 rebounds. A little bit shocked from for him being their center. Jalen Green had 22 points. I wonder if he's still their point guard.
I don't know. I don't think so. Isn't it Freddie Velvet?
Oh yeah. But they've been playing a little bit with both of them there.
Well, that is what has cured all of the Rockets' woes is that they don't just have Jalen Green hooping it up with Kevin Porter Jr. Just be
Less
like,
hooping, more playing
yeah,
basketball.
dude, they've the era of the hooper in Houston has given way to the era of the basketball player to great results.
Yeah, this one is a little bit shocking. Utah Jazz blow out the Dallas Mavericks, 127-90.
Was it a back-to-back?
This was a beating. That's what it was.
I guess nobody played yesterday, right, on New Year's?
Yeah, no, this was not a back-to-back. This was just good defense.
Dang.
I don't know how to say his name.
Who he play for?
Who?
I don't know. He played with, Jordan Clarkson
Give
had
me a
20
clue.
Jordan Clarkson had 20 points. Jordan Clarkson had a triple-double. 20 points, 11 assists, 10
I saw this
rebounds.
I saw this. The Utah Jazz tweeted out, this is the first triple-double a Utah Jazz player has recorded since 2008.
That's
Wow.
insane. And for Jordan Clarkson to pass, he's been passing lately. That's a big one.
Yeah, man. We bet Jokic's triple-doubles are in the minus on DraftKings.
That would have been plus 1,800. Probably higher than that, actually.
2008.
Man.
Well, I think I know why the Mavs actually lost tonight.
No Luka?
Kyrie Irving came
Kyrie
back.
Irving returned.
Oh, man.
So
the offense
he came
was
back
flat.
after not playing for a long time, and he had 32 minutes in this game. Luke had 19 points, 14 assists. Kyrie had 14 points, 6 of 14 from the field. But yeah, that is a good one. Jaden Hardy had 17 points, but this was all negatives all the way around. They looked very bad. Kyrie Irving, man. And to finish it off for teams that are playing right now, the Phoenix Sun gets the win, 109-88 over the Portland Trailblazers. Kevin
Phoenix
Durant
picking it
did
up.
not play in this game, but Bradley Beal did. He had 21 points to lead all scores for the – wow. Hold on. Devin Booker had 10 points, and they still won. 4 of 16 from the field.
He's a point guard, Dev.
He is a point
He's
guard.
a point guard.
Yeah,
He
man.
had 6 assists.
I'm curious for them to play like a real team. They've had two like pretty cupcake. They played the Hornets, and now they played the Trailblazers.
They beat the Magic the other night.
Oh, that's
actually last night they beat the Magic.
Yes, so I guess it counts. That counts at
That's
home.
a good one.
That is a good one. So that's the thing. Like this season is so long. It's like anytime you pronounce somebody dead, one more game happens, everything changes. So
Yeah.
we'll see what's up in Phoenix. They were about as dead as you could get. It feels like getting
They're
there
alive again.
Seems like they're alive again, baby.
Oh, that's all the way around.
Another note on the Suns game. Somebody from Phoenix came off the bench to have 11 points and 9 rebounds in 20 minutes. His name was Bol.
I know, dude. Bol.
And if I'm the Suns and I'm Frank Vogel, I am thinking long and hard about making Bol a bigger part of my game plan, right? I mean, you'd have to after a game like this.
Oh my God, dude.
You're forced to.
Oh my God, dude. This is the problem with signing Bol is that then you're tempted to play Bol. It's a tough situation. It's
I'm a D-line. He's got to be in the rotation.
Well, I mean, if he's going to get his Defensive Player of the Year campaign kickstarted, he's got to get some minutes.
I think that PHNX Suns, I think that they have his name in the title of their show tonight.
They should.
They
You're
absolutely
crazy.
should. Bol drives clicks. We know this. We went to a summer league, and Bol showed up late, didn't tell anyone he was coming,
Didn't watch any film.
and was easily the best player on the floor. Every game that he played was like so dominant. It was crazy. We were like, oh my God, this is the year of Bol. And then like the year of Bol was like every year of Bol. We were like, why?
Yeah. All right. We got 3 super chats, I believe. Super producer Kale. This one comes from Nick Nacero. Hornets announcer in absolute purgatory, free Eric Collins. What happened?
They used to be good.
I think it's just that
they used to have the best.
Oh, he's just announcing
He used
a
to be
terrible
good.
team.
No,
Yeah.
they're losing all the time. He's just coming up with like funny sayings at this point.
Speaking of which, BJ Malaise. Let's go.
BJ Malaise. No, D-line, that's the portion of the season before Jokic.
Yes, that's what we said
Yeah.
the other night. Our main man, BJ Malaise.
I think it's
Oh
a
my God.
great super chat. 55555-ish. When we did the analogy of the Nuggets being a band, we said AG was the drummer. It looked like the Nuggets caught a rhythm again.
Let's go, dude.
1-0 in 2024.
They were slapping the bass, laying it down.
I think they might have caught a little rhythm tonight.
They did, man. They let the rhythm hit them.
Nuggets get the win over the Charlotte Hornets 111-93 to wrap up this little 4-game homestand where Denver went 3-1. Next up, Thursday, Nuggets have a couple days off. Thursday in Golden State against the Warriors, national TV.
Dude, what?
Excited for that one.
I don't understand, man. We live in the era of AI. You can just type in a few words and it'll create a beautiful masterpiece that is so offensive to a person like me who makes art. How do we have these ridiculous schedules? The Nuggets just had 4 days off.
Yeah.
And then they have another 4 days. Like then they just
Well, D-line, don't worry, because after that they play a back-to-back on Friday at home against the Magic.
Can you just like if clearly human beings can't handle making the NBA schedule? Can we get AI on this and like instruct it to like not make it completely ridiculous? Like, can we not put a back-to-back during Christmas break so that when people buy tickets,
We gotta be
get
almost
tickets
done with back-to-backs because I feel like we've had too many. There has to be like one or two more.
I looked. There was an email from NBA.com today that said the Nuggets have the 15th easiest or hardest, right in the middle, strength of schedule in this month, and I think they only have one back-to-back.
I believe that is correct.
Why do we have a big break again? What are we doing?
I don't know. We can talk about that maybe on the next edition of the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Stay tuned.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. If you can, throw us a quick like
And
before
by the way,
here.
you can. It's free.
You can. It's very easy to do. You just go right below the video, click that thumbs up button, drop us a quick like. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for super chatting. We'll be back next time. Talk to you guys then.
We all silly like the mayor.